Alright, what's up? I'm Charm City 187, yo. I know I didn't make my picks video this week, mainly because I didn't think there was a shot in hell the Ravens would get into the playoffs. I truly did not think Kansas City would have been capable of beating San Diego without Alex Smith playing quarterback. But I either underestimated Kansas City's run game and their backup quarterback, or Phillip Rivers just can't play when it's fucking cold, period. But to be honest, Phillip Rivers really, he didn't have a great game, but referees helped Kansas City out a little bit. Plus, Justin Houston was on Phillip Rivers all fucking game. But anyways, back to the Ravens. Yeah, Joe Flacco looked like shit again. I don't even remember the last time I saw Joe play decent. I think it was New Orleans, which was like week 13 or something. It was like 5 weeks ago. That game and the Miami game are really the last games that Joe actually played like a fucking normal quarterback. Once again today, Joe was non-existent, had his head up his ass until the last 3 minutes of the fucking game. I know at one point he was like 8 for 21 for 100 yards at halftime or right before halftime. Steve Smith had 8 catches for 90 yards. But now when I look back on it, Smith should have had like 12 or 13 catches for probably 160 yards. But the motherfucker has butterfingers and can't catch the ball. Has passes bouncing off his hands, hitting him in the face and hitting the ground. What else? Oh yeah, I used to actually like Steve Smith until like 2 weeks ago when the motherfucker came out saying that shit about the fat armchair quarterbacks and shit. Number one, if it wasn't for armchair quarterbacks, no one would be buying any NFL merchandise. So your millions and $1 million contract would be basically nothing, to be honest. If people weren't buying the merchandise, it wouldn't be shit. So if it's not for the people purchasing the merchandise, you don't get fucking paid. And Steve Smith is a straight up asshole, yo. So he would not be able to have a normal job because the motherfucker would be fired after a day because he's such a dickhead. So Steve Smith, if it wasn't for the armchair quarterbacks buying the merchandise, that motherfucker would be on a street corner somewhere slinging crack and heroin and to feed his family. But no, he has people buy the merchandise, so he gets an obscene amount of money, just like all of them. They get an obscene amount of money, and they don't have to do anything. And they play like they don't have to do anything. I can tell you this, show. The Ravens have not beat a team with an above 500 record all year long. They won't beat any team that's in the playoffs because mainly our defense isn't going to be able to hold these teams to 15 points or less. I mean, shit. I think our defense has given up 2 touchdowns in the last 4 games, 2 or 3 in the last 4 games. That's the only reason why we're even in the postseason, because Joe hasn't done anything since like week 13. We're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs if Joe only comes to play the last 3 minutes of the fucking game. And that's what his MO has been the last 3 or 4 weeks. He only shows up for the last 3 minutes of the fucking game. Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith is a joke, yo. That is what got us started today. I guarantee you Harbaugh said, Torrey, just run in a straight line down the field and try to get a pass interference call. Because we know you're not going to catch the ball. We know Joe's not going to do anything. So let's try moving the ball 60 yards down the field on a bad play by the defender. And that's what happened, except for Torrey caught the ball. But yeah, Torrey won't be here next year. I don't think, because some shitty team like Jacksonville will pay him an obscene amount of money to come there, even though he's not worth it. Haloti Ngata won't be here next year either. But one person that will be here next year is 3 Minute Joe. Only comes to play the last 3 minutes of the fucking game. And Harbaugh almost costed us this game by not kicking that field goal on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. And he didn't kick that field goal, and then he takes a delay of game on a 52-yard field goal and won't let Tucker kick it. But that right there, for me, comes back to the first game of the year when Harbaugh sent Tucker out there to kick a 58-yard field goal for the first kick of the year, and he missed it, and he's been fucking off all year since then. You don't start your kicker off with an almost 60-yard fucking field goal to start the season off. I'm sorry, that you just don't do that. But yeah, backed our way into the playoffs, but, I mean, yeah, great. We made the playoffs, so the season wasn't a total bust. But unless Joe removes his head from his ass and these Joe Flacco nut huggers actually start throwing him a little criticism, he's never going to amount to anything. I mean, even the year we won the Super Bowl, he sucked all year long, but he had 4 good games in the playoffs. And I mean, yeah, maybe that could happen again. Maybe he could remove his head from his ass and play 4 good games in a row, but I really don't see it happening with how he's been playing lately. So, alright. Yeah, I'm out. See y'all later. Peace.